But let's do
It's
this.
red left switch, Z right, sprint right G, U corner, halfback flat. Nice and easy. Let's walk it. Here we go.
So I have for you guys, by popular demand, I would say the biggest fan base chunks of our audience are Eagles, 49ers, Vikings fans. You guys both played for the Vikings. I think the Giants and Bills fans representing the upper northeast part of the country. So this one's mostly for Vikings fans, but I think it'll be interesting for all NFL fans. What happens when you go to one of the best offensive lines and just steal 40% of them in free agency? Which is what the Vikings did by signing Colts right guard Will Fries and starting center, the veteran Ryan Kelly. So you guys are going to break some stuff down here. I just pulled so Fries got hurt after like the 5th week.
Snapped his leg.
Yeah.
And Kelly missed a couple games, so they really only played together last year for like 3 or 4 games. So we're just going to run through some of the tape from the early part of last season with an eye on the right guard and the center here, and then you guys can tell us what you see and if the Vikings upgraded.
Yeah, no, they definitely upgraded, dude. And that was honestly, before we start, that was one of the craziest things. Was as soon as they signed Ryan Kelly, I was like, well, what's going to happen with Bradbury? Like, I didn't think they would just move on, but it's clearly been a contention for them. They've been trying to get better at the interior position for a long time. And these two guys had a huge upgrade. And honestly, these two guys right here are tough. They're smart. They're, like we said before, they're going to be able to take a lot off the rookie quarterback, not rookie, but second year, but who's pretty much a rookie quarterback. And at the same time, he's going to add great athleticism to 2 tackles who are already fucking some of the best in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
talk
roll.
about a grinder too. Will Fries is a grinder. 7th round pick, nothing promised. Worked all his way into the starting rotation. Got on the field, played really well. He's still arrow pointed up for him, right? Anytime those guys are drafted late, their best football is still out in front of them, and he's capitalized on every opportunity that he's got. So I think he's going to bring an attitude and a culture. And I mean, the O-line at the Colts has been high for a long time because of those two guys. They're going to continue to bring that over and just assimilate with Darisaw and O'Neal, and away we go.
So, yeah, let's keep an eye on these two guys. Obviously, other things are happening on these plays, and you guys can expound however you want to, but I'll roll some tape, and we'll see what this looks like.
Let's check it out.
Well, let's see here. Anthony Richardson now competing officially with Daniel Jones.
Which I can't wait for. The orbit motion. Love it.
I mean, this is as simple as it comes, right? This is just simple inside zone. You've got what's called a single here, right, which is the right guard in the center working up to 39. You've got a B on the backside that's working up to 0 with the split back motion here, right? You see that tight end that's coming all the way back. You're anticipating that both these linebackers are going to rock back to their right, right? Because new gaps are created, which allows these guys to stick on these double teams longer.
Which
Kelly
they
does
do.
a great job, knocks it across, then climbs because he knows with the split motion, those things are going to take a while unless those linebackers are true downhillers, which Houston hasn't historically been a true downhill linebacker football team.
Yeah, this is a nice little look at the chemistry of those guys. Imagine them in purple with that kind of
They are in purple. You don't have to imagine it now.
No,
well, right now they're in blue for this exercise, but
Right. And then look at the push here, right? All blue hats, straight to the ball. Like, that's the type of stuff I'm excited to see in purple.
we'll give you 2 angles on this one here too, but you can see.
This is a simple, right, 6-man box. Get everything set up. Keep the spacing. QB lead. I love this play.
Vikings probably not running the same.
I don't see this isn't much.
plays.
I don't see this being a big J.J. McCarthy play here.
Not going to happen.
But let's watch the double teams here. All right, so the orbit motion, send them back out, and then this is a play called OT, right? So you're pulling the backside tackle, right? So you're basically you can leave 1 in the box. So pause it right there. Boop. Right? So you're allowed to leave 1 in the box on this play. So 39 is the one that's going to get left in the box, right? He's responsible by the puller, which is Bernard Raymond here, I believe, pulling around here into the B gap. So that means that you have to go down block by the right guard by Will Fries here. Quentin Nelson has the cutoff, and then Kelly's got to check for the spike, and then he has to climb up to 0 here. And this is a great job by Kelly in just patience. So many times young O-linemen, especially here, they get really antsy in this block and think, I got to go get him. I got to go get it on him. This is Kelly being a veteran and understanding, hey, I know where the ball's hitting. I know where Anthony Richardson's going to go. I'm just going to get to my spot and know that Shazier's coming back to me. Right? And then I don't need to kill him. I just need to get in his way. Like, I don't need a knockout blow on this guy. Just getting in his way and disrupting his place. Like right here, he has to go underneath the block. If you go underneath the block here and Anthony Richardson scoots out here, it's one-on-one with number 20.
Yep. Boom. This probably could have been an even bigger play here. So actually a nice little tackle there by
Q Nelson misses a little bit on the pin block, but I mean, again, this is just really good heady play by a good down block by Fries and really nice patience there by Kelly.
Little play action.
Right. Yeah, you'll see. This gets a little sloppy. This shows you why Anthony Richardson is tantalizing, by the way. This is a ridiculous throw.
That throw is so stupid.
This is week one.
I remember this throw.
I do too. This is 75 yards.
This is
Here we go.
Play action, right? So they've been.
So the play winds up
kind
of getting over into this area, but Fries and Kelly do a nice job cleaning up their part of the pocket here.
It's just like what happened on the first play. We're doing a single and we have a B backside. So it's the same thing, but now we're not selling it down the field. The great job getting into it. Yeah, that's a hell of a huck, dude. Look at that.
It's ridiculous.
What officially? What is he on? Like the 35?
Yeah, maybe even.
Launches it.
So that's the 25.
So that's
it's
the
35.
So
35. The 35.
He's on the
36. 35.
Oh, 31. That's the 20.
He's on the
30.
And it lands at the goal line.
Basically,
lands at the 2.
It would have landed at the goal line. Yeah.
Dude, that's a 70-yard throw
on a rope.
That's insane.
Yeah, but this is also he plays 500. This is why his completion percentage.
You're right. We can't get tantalized by this. You're right.
Don't take the cheese.
We're already being fooled. God, could you imagine the old lineman on this team? Like, oh God, ball in the air. They're just praying.
Yeah, 500 mystery package.
Here we go. We're double tight.
Oh,
same thing, baby. Just
and the finish too.
Send them into the ground.
Finishing.
Love it, dude. This single's so much better because the alignment of the linebacker allows Ryan Kelly to actually send himself through this single block where he can actually hit and kind of climb.
Right. So right here, right, like Fries didn't win this. He didn't win this one-on-one initially, but Kelly does such a good job of staying on his angle and not just blowing past it that he can kind of help Fries get his feet started again. Right, you lifted the defender's momentum instead of going out into Fries, and Kelly hits him. All his momentum goes up, which allows Fries to reset his leverage and finish his feet. Again, it's not a killer block by Kelly. This isn't a werewolf that he's going to go over there and murder this guy like a Jackson Powers or someone younger, but he understands angles, he understands leverage, and he understands timing. Boom, you get there. Now I climb on my linebacker, and I just get enough of them. And then
just
Fries
a nice little 5-6 yard gain. Yeah. Fries is a large human.
He is big. He's a big dude.
A large human being.
Kelly with the neck roll, dude. The 1980s neck roll.
It's great.
Said that neck roll forever.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Oof.
By
the way, you can't underestimate Jonathan Taylor, dude. That dude is a stud.
So good.
Same block, though. It's the same single block. It's the same motion backside that's going to rock the linebackers back. But now instead they've gotten split inside. And so basically Will's like, I'm going to climb. You stay here. He does a great job of getting off nice and square. But this is kind of what happens when he spikes in this A-gap like this. And you don't really expect the 3 technique to spike in there. But this is how they defeat this single block. And I'm sure that he had heard single so many times that he was like, okay, this is how I'm going to defeat it.
And again, this is what you're going to get from Kelly. He's not going to road grade and move this guy out of here. He's old. Like, he's strong. He's still super powerful, but he's not. He's not going to drop his hips here and just drive the suits 5 yards the ball. You don't have to do that in this league all the time, though. You got to get hat on a hat and not get split. Right? All he does is continues to keep his shoulders square. If the running back can read your nameplate, you give him a 2-way go. Right? So many times we see young centers here like turn and they'd put their ass in the hole and try and drive him out to the sideline.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, so he would like his ass would be kind of this way.
Yeah, because they feel like they got split, and so he feels like, oh, I got to widen the hole. Well, now you're telling the running back you can't go out there, right? Like that is covered. Kelly understands the idea of in these zone plays trying to stay as square as long as you can, even the run game, because it gives the back a 2-way go, and then Fries does a great job climbing up on the linebacker.
Just gashes.
Chemistry is important, man. Like, it's something that Blake Brandel's going to have to learn with him.
Yeah, the fact that those guys have like done combo blocks together for 2 years, every practice, every game, feels like a big deal.
And then O'Neal's going to get some chemistry with him. Like, I mean, O'Neal should be ecstatic right now. Like,
absolutely.
Nothing against Ed as a person, nothing against Dalton Reisner as a person, but this is an immediate upgrade at that position for O'Neal specifically.
Oh,
look at this
carnage
slicing
back here.
Just mush him into the ground. These are great. These are little nakeds, right? Where you think they're pass rush. Like, it's probably a pass rush situation, right, with the way that they're lined up. And then you just trick them here with a run block. So they're all in pass rush mode. And then you just get up and you just got them all up the field. I love that play.
Dude, look at 95 getting walked backwards all the way down the field. He's over the left tight end. Yeah. Watch this guy. This is hysterical. This is a tight end blocking him, by the way.
Is that Mo Alley Cox?
Probably. So he's technically a tackle. It is. Watch this. Wait.
Dude, that is a great
Wait.
block by a tight end.
Wait. Doesn't end. It's gone on the entire time.
Look at Kelly celebrating. I mean, look at Quentin Nelson here too. You got to celebrate the Q dog.
This is a huge push, man. You're pushing through all this. It's a great job climbing by Q Nelson.
That's Tremaine Edmonds right here. He feels him go, oh, you want to bounce back? Yeah, you're going into the dirt.
Not today, dude. Q now, one of my favorite to watch.
Such a mauler still, dude.
I'm glad we stole these two guys. Much needed, dude. It's gonna be huge.
I'd call him about Quentin Nelson too. Just see. You want to throw another guy out there?
Yeah, right. They would never.
I would never trade that man. It's like
they love Q now.
He's gonna wear a Colts uniform until he dies.
Pretty much. A little late motion, trying to mess everybody up. Nobody gets messed up.
This is more of that mid zone, right?
Yeah.
So we've been seeing a lot more of that outside zone, but this is more of that mid zone. But again, look how square Kelly is. Right?
He's getting stood up a little, but he's just doing enough.
But as long
right?
as you can stay square and keep that guy reaching, then that guy doesn't know where the ball is, right? Because now he has to guess. Because if this, like, see how Kelly's square right here versus Bernard, is that Smith, Brendan Smith?
Braden,
right Braden Smith.
Braden.
See how he's turned? He has told Jonathan Taylor, you cannot go outside, right? If you go outside here, I'm going to get a holding penalty or he's going to fall off and tackle you. With as square as Kelly is here, it allows Taylor to set that block up. Right? Go back real quick. Watch how Taylor feels Kelly reaching this guy, right? So he feels him reaching. Fries does just enough to pop his shoulder. Kelly reaches him, right here, and then Kelly gets square. Watch him get square.
So when you say this, Fries' first order of business is to pop 97's shoulder to help Kelly get on top of this block.
And then he triggers for 25, right? But you got to take care of the downs first. So he takes care, and then Kelly right here, he's got square, so Taylor can now set up that block. He's got a two-way go. So watch Taylor duck in, gets right here, gets Kenny to bite, and then Kelly can get it. Right?
Beautiful.
That's what you allow let your backs be great. Like don't make your back have a one-way go. Let these backs set up your blocks.
Love that.
It's a little thing, but I mean that makes a huge difference when you're running that inside zone piece where you give the back a two-way go.
Let's do one more here. This is just good meat and potatoes fodder.
Clear it. Clear the pocket. Boink.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a pretty basic first read throw here, but
Doubles right. Strong safety rotated down. Bring the point back to the right. We'll go in a Rocco here. Bring everyone over. Sort it. My linebacker drops. Clean the pocket. Right.
I love how Ryan Kelly just decisively looks for work there. Like he's not.
Well, seven's his first read, right? So looking at what the protection is here, right? So 7 is Ryan Kelly's first read, right? So the way we call it a Rocco, right? Which means that these 4 linemen, left guard through the right tackle, are all sliding to the right for the nose guard, the 3 technique, the D end, and the Mike linebacker here, number 7. Right? So number 7's the first read. If number 7 were to bail right away, and number 35, I think that is, if he were to fire, we would also pick that guy up. If 7 and 35 bail, you're free now as the center. Go get some ribs. Right? And being decisive and quick in that, right? Go clean up, get a slab. Go get yourself a slab here. Right? And Will understands where his help's coming from, so he sets him right down the middle. Right? Don't know where your help is. He sets him right down the middle. Boom. I know I have him. I got my eyes outside still because I can help my tackle. And then here comes Kelly.
Also, Kelly making sure that he gets a handout for this A-gap defender just
Body
in case,
presence,
right?
If anything, dude, that body presence will slow that guy down just a little bit. See that hand right there? It kind of tells him not to go in there. Because if he does swat Ryan's hand, then Q Nelson just grabs him.
Yeah. If he swats Kelly here, Quentin's going to stab him.
That's why it's like they throw that hand kind of wanting you to slow it because Ryan has nothing to do with that block, so he's just throwing it to help you. It's great.
Boom.
Don't
And
get
then
enamored. Don't
and
take
then
the cheese.
Anthony Richardson.
Don't.
Anthony Richardson going to be a
Don't
nice
get
member
enamored.
of Vikings quarterback rehab school in 2026.
I was going to say next year for sure.
It'd be great. I love. It's always funny when Kevin O'Connell, after like the Vikings beat the Colts or whatever, the Bears, and the young, disappointed, beleaguered quarterback gives him the big hug and whispers, "Don't worry, kid. In about 2 years, I'll rejuvenate. I just got Sam Darnold $100 million.
I will make you paid too.
I can fix you.
I see dead people. Ghost whisperer.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the sexiest acquisition of the offseason, but it's just been a long time. The Vikings have been looking for just some better pass protection, some stability between the three middle interior offensive line positions. So they got 4 absolute solidified starters, and then we'll see. Blake Brandel probably gets into a competition with.
Let's see. You're going to draft somebody young. Absolutely.
If Zabel's sitting there late, if somehow Tyler Booker falls, right? If Jonas Saviani from Arizona falls, right? If you're sitting at the bottom, because they picked 27.
24.
I
mean, they'll probably pick 28th when they trade back,
right. But that's the thing. You could trade back. You easily could trade back to 28, 29, even like 30, and get a high quality, ready to start guard level player in this year's class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you take a guard at 24. That's a little rich still, and there's going to be really good interior defensive linemen or edge rushers, but you get down to 30 or 31 or somewhere in like the 28s to 32s. There's going to be a guard sitting there that can have center flex, right? Because you're going to want to draft a guard with center flex because Kelly's been dinged up, right? Now you do have Michael Juergens on the team still, but I think that there's a good chance that they take a really good guard, center, swing type starter level player there right at the bottom of the first.
There's some dudes too. They got 2 5th-round picks. There's some interesting, like they have a 3rd and then 2 5ths. So they're
because it's first, 3rd, 2 5ths
right now, which is why they're probably trading back, right?
Yeah.
To go get. You could trade back into the early 2nd round or something, pick up an extra, I don't know, late 3rd round pick or